Hi everybody, this is Tom, and when I taught first and second grades in Montgomery County, Maryland for 27 years, I used dry erase boards a lot. In fact, I made a lot of my dry erase boards, but let me start with one that I purchased. I would buy boxes of these dry erase boards on Amazon for very cheap, and I used them in my classroom. I often had special needs kids who would lose their supplies, so I put their supplies on a dry erase board that they would carry to their special ed classes. I used it for other kids as well. If a child had difficulty keeping track of their supplies, kids like to keep them on the dry erase board, and their friends love to help them pick them up off the floor and get them on the board. And traveling to another teacher's room, this helped, having it on a board. They could also put crayons or scissors or something over here, and it's just Velcro, and so it has a pencil, eraser, dry erase marker, dry erase eraser. We use timers for everything in my room. And then if they were done with their work, a lot of my kids wanted to have their name in cursive on a sticker on their board. They could then practice writing their name in cursive. It wasn't very pretty to see them, first and second graders, writing their name in cursive. But I made these dot papers for them, and these dot papers they could trace, and they were in their folder. And then when they were done tracing it in their folder, they would write it on their board just during free time. This was something that they might earn in my classroom. So anyway, this was one way. Another thing I did in my classroom was I purchased these bath boards. Behind me, you can see a portion of one of them. And these bath boards I would cut into large sections, and kids would use them in groups. And they would be in groups of 3 or 4 working on a science project. And they might have to draw parts of the body or something like that. And they loved using these large boards. But the real popular thing in my room turned out to be these extra pieces I would end up having left over after I used these large boards. And I would then just put tape around the edges, and the kids would use them. They were supposed to use them at reading group. We didn't use them that much at reading group for the kids to answer comprehension questions. What we did end up using them for was kids would play teacher, and